There we go! Seems to work fine. No, like, weird lag issues or anything in-game. So, welcome to Tides of Numenera. Finally, it's out. Let's start a new game, shall we? See what the beginning is all about. At least the first 2 hours of the stream. We'll see how things go. I would like to be a dude, I think. Is the in-game sound alright? I hope so. Otherwise, we'll just erase that. I would like to check out my bod. Why not? See what we have to work with. No! Please don't crash. Please don't crash on me. There we go. Good. It made it. Hello, DC Games. There's no game sound? How's that? Is there a game sound now? I mean, it's the line thingy in OBS is moving, so there should be sound.
Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you.
I would like to try to judge how far it is to the ground.
You'd guess that you started at least 100 kilometers above the ground, assuming you fell from a dying moon, that is. You've been blacked out for some time now, and now it looks like you're perhaps 50 kilometers up, maybe less.
Try to stabilize the fall.
You spread your arms and legs, and they respond smoothly. A strange sensation. Since you realize this body is new to you, the spinning and tumbling stops. The wind still howls past your new ears, a vast roar that deadens a part of your infant mind. Water springs unbidden to your eyes, the tears torn away by the wind. Through the haze of moisture, it is difficult to see. But if you focus your attention, you may be able to make out the details of the world.
Also, there is game sound, but it's low. I mean, the in-game effects seem to be very loud compared to the dude reading. So we'll have to sort that out after this intro thingy. Focus and look at the world.
Now that you can focus on it, you see that the large mass is clearly a gargantuan megacontinent. The only land of any size on this side of the world, at least. Great inland seas and lakes dot its enormity, and curiously, regular mountain ranges march up and down across its surface. You are falling toward what looks to be a great bay, a sprawling city perched on its shore just to the north.
I wonder if I can even access the menu now. I don't think so, no. We'll have to wait for a bit to sort out the sound.
Scattered with curious structures visible even from this height. The northeastern part of your vision is a perfectly circular desert, a blue dot containing a watery city in its exact center. To the west lies a ring of mountains, surmounted by enormous carven peaks spewing magma into a central catch basin. What concerns you most right now is the ground. It's coming at you fast. Directly below you is a littered bay.
I mean, falling really long distances is bad enough, but it's probably better to aim for the water, depending on how you hit the water, that is. Some say that depending on how far you fall, water might as well be concrete, but try to aim for it.
You angle your arms and cup your hands, but the wind batters you and you lose control. idea where you're aimed. A mass of colors surrounds you, and the sound of roaring wind diminishes noticeably, but it is not enough. And there is a sickening crack as you strike something, the howl of a sudden surge of energy, and then...
The game is similar to Pillars of Eternity, yeah, but it's a bit more of a narrative focus than the or not too much combat, or not as much combat as in Pillars. Darkness. I think that means we're gonna be in control. Yes, yes. Now remember this from the beta. This area was a pain in the butt because all this movement here really killed the frame rate back then. Let's see if we can sort out the sound levels over here first. Let's raise the master volume, lower the music a bit and the sound effects a bit, and have the voiceovers kind of high. I don't think there's too much voice acting, but when there are, I would like to hear it, and I would like you guys to hear it. Look at this place. It's really cool, really sci-fi. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. Alright, so I can use my might to carefully move the bowl. Let's leave it alone. I think there was a... Oh, I can just look out here on these metal rolling things. It's really cool. Let's carefully move the bowl beneath the liquid so the liquid falls into it. You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat pools, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. This is called using effort. Alright, I think we'll keep the tutorials, because it's been so long since the beta. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use the mouse to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail. Failure can often result in interesting outcomes. Alright, let's see. We can use up to 3 points of might for an 85%. Let's do it. We succeeded! You carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth of the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over to the glowing pool of fallen light. Sweet! We did it! Oh, things are lighting up! I really like this rolling metal thing. Drop by drop the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corner of the room. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the near shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading lights. Am I still alive? I think I'm still alive! Thank you for building the bridge for me, whoever you are. A disembodied voice, I would say, but more like disembodied text. Also, we can like zoom in and out. How far can we go in? That's pretty nice. But still, I really love this. It's so cool. Let's go over here. So we got a name for our dude, the Last Castoff. That's probably gonna be explained later on. And we have the interactables when we hold down the tab button. Good to know. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this waterlogged hell. A bubble of stale air, your resting points. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves. But this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know. But now he seems distracted. Some fragmented thoughts and memories. The device in his hand is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through this corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention. That is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. So all of these choices I'm making in the tutorial, I think, is gonna like influence my initial character build. And since I do love playing like either Jack of all trades or spellcasters, we're gonna go for spellcaster right now. This is taking too long. Cast a spell, an esotery, to fix the device yourself. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until a solution appears in your mind. You snatch the device, rewire it, and shove it back at him. "Oh," he says, examining his work. "Sorry, I was trying to improve the thing." He waves the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. Sweet! Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around the strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane on the pedestal, and an iridescent field coalesces so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. Can I disable the sonar pulse? I could! You focus on the cloudy base of the pedestal. Your fingers instinctively find the control panel for the jeweled force field, almost as if you had built it in the first place. You remove it, casting it to the side, and you reach inside to deactivate the crystals that power both the pulse and the pedestal. As you remove them, a scaly hand falls on your shoulder. Your head whips around and you see only the inky blackness of a piscine eye. That's a new word for me, a piscine. The memory begins to fade, as if you were being drawn backwards through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pits. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into that gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else. A gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. There is some weird recollections going on here, which is to be expected in a tutorial area with amnesia involved, as tends to happen in these games. Can I go in here? No. I can examine these though, but they're blocked off. You stand beside a woman on the verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were desperately, this seems like a right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the others we found? So we're going through memories from my past life, or lives? I'm assuming? Because this is the sort of successor to Planescape Torment, and that dealt a lot with past lives. In that game, you, if you aren't familiar, you played the Nameless One, a creature who has lived for millennia as different people. So like every few hundred years he like gets amnesia and lives a new life. And there's gonna be something similar in this game, I'm thinking. I would like to convince her with the wisdom of my superior intellect. A slight chill enters the air as you describe the potential power of the metallic disc below and the sealed vault beneath it. She nods. So that's what your servitor machines are doing down there. You've already chosen this as a site, haven't you? She waits for your affirmation and says, alright, I'm convinced. The two of you sketch your plans and head on down into the plateau. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't appear to respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulders to reinforce the command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Examine the construct for mechanical faults. Everything results into sharp focus, and you see that the servitor's rear actuators are corrupted. You dig into the construct's back. It seems not to mind as long as you don't interfere with its task. Deftly, you reset the actuators and see energy spark into the disused portions of the construct's brain. The construct resumes its work. This time, it listens when you speak to it. Acknowledged. It builds you a new shelter. The image fades and the memory fills the gap in your mind. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you are doing and is hunting you. Dun dun dun! But I think I got another memory fragment back, which is always a good thing. So I'm thinking the first memory fragment we got was like my arcane essence, and this was much more technological. Maybe we'll find like a warrior one, because I do know the classes. I remember the classes from the beta. There were like a spellcaster, a fighter type character, and then the was it a jack? I think it was called a jack. That is literally a jack of all trades thief character. A vision of a city springs up around you. Your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn towards the door of the tower, two of the attackers defend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is a slim, sheathed in glassy armor and holding the hilt of a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away, she's too young to help. The enemies advance single file confined by a parapet. Fight defensively and figure out who presents the greatest threat. The memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of his companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and wavers around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, your best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting her turn to attack you, unable to bring her weapon to bear until he's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes roll behind you, her focus on your ward. She's certainly not expecting him to die between the giant's legs and come up behind her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time, and you drive your dagger up under her chin. You catch her before her deadly blade drops onto you and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant, and he topples bisected. The immediate threat ended, you focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. Sneak past them. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly, the sound like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the bloodstained hall. The memory fades and you're back in your own body. And the reclaimed memories blaze within you like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. Alrighty then. And something's going on with that mirror over there, the one that we couldn't reach before. Let's rush to it. And... ooh, hello. Go in. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying numbering of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. That's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal tattoo on their head. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs, and the choices you made shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. So we got one with a clever eyes, that's probably the Jack. Then we have an intelligent doppelganger with furrowed brow. And as well as a learned doppelganger reclining on a throne of books. So probably because I chose the smarty pants and the sneaky intelligent option, I guess. It seems like these are my options. I would like to do... I mean, we're probably gonna get more information from these, right? Before we make a commitment. So let's go with the clever eyes first, see what happens. The doppelganger makes its way over to you. It's about to speak when a thuggish figure charges out of the crowd and shakes his knife at the doppelganger's face. Speaking in your voice, the doppelganger raises a calming hand, appealing to the thug's better nature with a combination of disarming wit and outright lies. Scowling, the thug lowers his knife and apologizes to the doppelganger for the trouble. Alright, so I think that's the Jack. A persuasive, sort of deceitful character. Let's consider the other options. What about the intelligent doppelganger with a furrowed brow? The doppelganger holds itself erect among the present crowd. It meets your eyes with a confident gaze, triggering familiar memories in the back of your mind. That's it? It's just a knowing smile? What about the last one? The books one. After tucking a few choice tomes on its arm, the doppelganger makes its way over to you. It launches into a fascinating lecture on prior world technologies of all kind. Sentient defenses used on the walls, blah blah blah. So that seems like a very intelligent lore type character, and I think that's what I want to be, because in this game there are ways to interact with the environment and lost technologies and all that to help you in both combat and out of it. So I think we're gonna go with one of those guys. Yes, this is who I am. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shimmer all around it. Technology of several kinds. From a myriad of past ages. You get the feeling it, you, would be comfortable with all of it. The word Nano sounds in your mind. Game descriptor, learned. So that is like a, I guess a background for our chosen focus. And Nano is our class. That is a spellcaster class, if I'm remembering things correctly. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell if bells could rot. Something is coming. We restored the might that we used, Neato. The mirror fades, leaving a dark open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Character creation! So, our choices in the memory and the mirror have begun to build our character, but now we have the opportunity to decide on a number of things. First, you can decide to change your type, and that is probably the class. And we are a Nano, so that's fine. I would like to continue. Let's see here. We have everything, I think. Everything we want. Can we put any points in here? No, I think these are like the ones we got from the choices. So we got the pools. 5 might, 5 speed, 8 intellect. That's nice. Then we have the skills. We have 2 in heavy weapons. Or is that 2 red? So that's like a, is that like a, no? But why does it say training level inability? And this one says training level trained. So are these locked? Unless I change my class or something? Or do we have to like unlock these? Because I do want persuasion. That is very handy. I'm very happy about having lore. That's gonna help us a lot. But we are a Nano, and these are abilities that we have unlocked. We have a +1 training level in concentration. +1 cipher limit. Cipher is the spells, I think. And a onslaught spell that does 5 damage. Alright, next. Stat pools are the resources you use to apply effort and activate abilities. You can distribute points as you see fit. Also, we were in the type 1, like a overview, and now we're getting into the pools. Glaives tend to favor might and or speed, while nanos favor intellect. Jacks usually benefit from a balanced set of points. So we probably want to take a point out of might if we can. No, we can't. But we have 2 points to allocate, and I think we're gonna put both of them into intellect. Pump that up to a level 10. Every 2 points in intellect also increases willpower by 5%. And what does willpower do? I don't think... Oh, I think it's gonna pop up in abilities. So, next. Abilities unlocked by your type can be active actions, such as attacks or spell-like esoteries, or unique passive effects. Alright. So these are our abilities that we have available. Scan thoughts. The surface thoughts of most people or creatures you speak with appear in conversations. That sounds really good. Like a mind-reading ability, sort of? That could give us hints on how to deal with encounters and persuade people more effectively. So we'll take one of those. Definitely. Resourceful. +1 training level in cipher and use skills. Allows you to carry additional ciphers. Innervate. Remove all negative fettles. So fettles is the buffs or debuffs, I think. In this case, debuffs. Adaptation. Gain protected. That is a buff. A defensive buff. And then we have a teleportation blink spell. Teleport 1 ally. So it's a targeted blink spell for other people in our party. I think we're gonna go with resourceful though. +1 training level in cipher, use skill. Yes. Is that all we have here? Yes. Next. Most skills increase your chance of success on specific types of actions and tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts at the novice level and can be increased to trained and specialized, granting greater bonuses at each level. The scriptures often leave some skills at inability level, meaning they inflict penalties. When upgraded, these return to the novice level. Alright, so we have a inability in persuasion. I do hope we can find a companion who can make up for that, because I feel like having either persuasion or deception is going to help us in the long run. But these are the exploration skills we have available. Machinery, natural, or mystical lore. We can only choose one? So machinery is obviously machines, which could be good for old-time machinery. Natural, I think it's going to be natural sciences and physical creatures. So that could be good for, like, knowing weaknesses of physical enemies. Although machinery could be good for automatons and robots and such. And mystical for strange interdimensional creatures. But we do already have a points in both machinery and natural lore, so it might be a good idea to have a basic understanding in mystical lore as well. Let's pick that. We only had 1 point. No? Oh, we have only 1 point. Never mind. Put that in mystical. So we are trained in all of the lores. Next. Only glaives receive training in weapon skills, so we cannot do that. Next. Although you chose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have the chance to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors and choose a new one if you wish. So because of our choices in the mirror, we got the learned one, right? Where's that? Probably right here. Where can I see that? Description or deception. Where's our change character description? You are studious and know a great deal of information. So we got +1 intellect, +1 in natural machinery skill and healing, but we got -1 training in persuasion and deception. Maybe we want to change that for a more balanced descriptor. How about intelligence? +2 intellect, +1 anamnesis, whatever that is. What is that? The Last Castoff can access the memory of previous consciousnesses. There we go. This skill represents your focus and acumen when attempting to recall these experiments or experiences. That could be good. What about mystical? +1 training in lore mystical and +1 cipher use. I mean, I like this one, but I don't like the minus in persuasion. I feel like persuasion is going to be a very useful skill. What about clever? That gives us a penalty in the lore. I feel like lore and persuasion is going to be things we want. Let's just go through all these. Lore and concentration, but minus in deception. I'm fine with a deception penalty. Perception and concentration. Stealthy. No, I don't think we want that. We want something that augments our nano abilities as well. Lore machinery. I'm thinking we're gonna do maybe this one or learned. What was clever again? No, I don't want like the minus lore. Maybe we'll get one of the companions to focus in, say, machinery lore. So we can take that as our penalty. What does concentration do again? I think it cancels each other out because we, as a nano, got like a penalty or a bonus. And then -1, we don't get a disability because we had +1/-1. Ah, this is hard! What about... No, we're gonna go with Learned, and hopefully find a good companion early on to give us the persuasion or deception we need. Confirm. But actually, can I do anything about the appearance? Is that like predetermined? I think it might be. I haven't seen anything about that. I think we're ready. And I can't change the name either. We are the Last Castoff now and forever. Go. Confirm. Attacking is really the only solution to crises. So that is a big thing in this game. Oh, hello. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He's a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out there and finish the process. It shouldn't be too hard. Okay. Who are these other people? You call them reflections? That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why. It just happens. Alright then. If this place is your mind, why don't I remember any of it? Any of you? It's your mind. A construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts? Store your true self? Wait, you know how people say in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You'd probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later. Alrighty then, do I have to go through all these? How do you know all this, all you were telling me? I mean, he's me? So, I'm just a part of you. Before I met you, it felt like something was hunting me. Do you know what it is? That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large black furious. It's our death. It's the sorrow. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds you, we're done for. You said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? After you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that and everything will be fine. What do you mean attuned to the tides? Tides are like a force, like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's something you need to worry about. Your body will attune as it wakes up. Okay, what's a resonance chamber? It's a crystal sarcophagus. Alrighty then. So how do I get back to the real world? There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through it, and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What the hell is that? Uh-oh. It's the sorrow! Look at that! It's a tentacle monsters! Tentacle monster! Get away from me! Oh, shadow the mirror. The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power. We have to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors or else the sorrow will erase us forever. Crisis initiated. So crisis is the combat type thing. A crisis begins when you enter a dangerous situation. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. Each turn you can take one combat action, I think, to attack or activate an ability. You can also make one movement move, I guess. Oh, I guess this is action, this is move. Cool. The reflection near you, kill it! You loosen the Star's anchor. Use click and move to an enemy and attack it. Yes, I can do that. Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chance to hit. But I'm not sure I want to do that. Let's see, 65% with a level 1 effort, or I can add to it. Do I want to risk a 65? It's more than 50-50. But I also get a damage bonus, it seems. How much HP do you have? Can I see that somewhere? I don't think I can see it right now. Let's go with an 85. So I don't have any weapons right now. Maybe I can use ciphers, my spells. What the? It's escaping! It's going to hide inside your mind! Now run! Get to the next one! You can sacrifice your action for the turn to double move instead of attacking. The movement preview line turns purple when over a position that requires a double move. So like over here? So this is this line, the blue line is my the area I can move to and attack. And if I go over it, I'll use my double move. Go over there. Oh, it's summoning more. Let's take this down. Still a 65%er. I think we're just gonna... I think my might pool, or I guess in this case our speed pool, is gonna regen once we finish this crisis. So we might as well just use them all up. I'll use a 2. You've already used your action this turn, and you will need to wait until the next turn to deal with another reflection. But I should be able to move into range, because I did not use that. Sorrow infection! What is it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Fettles are temporary conditions or status effects that can improve or reduce a character's stats. The sorrow has just placed a fettle on the remaining reflection. You can't remove this fettle, but you may find a way to overcome it. Let's find out what it is. Can I see it? Where can I see it? Oh, is this it? It got an armor, so it reduces the damage taken. Can I even do anything about that? Just punch him until the fettle dies down, I guess? Let's just go with a normal attack. The armor stat reduces physical damage. The fettle the sorrow placed on this character has boosted its armor by 10, meaning it will absorb 10 damage from each attack. The reflection's armor is now too high for you to overcome it with your unarmed attack. Give me a weapon! You need to find a way to hit it even harder. A weapon or a cipher, please. Grab that piece of mirror glass. It might have enough residual energy to kill the reflection. Okay, I can grab it. Let's go. A mirror glass deals 13 physical damage and it refills all the pools. That's nice. Can I equip it from here? No, but take it. Uh-oh. More little sorrowlings are being spawned. To activate an item, left click on the item's icon in the bar above your portraits. Then click on the character you want to target. Alrighty then. Oh, he's doing something. No? He just wanted to stand there? Let's use the shimmering glass on you. You dead, son! And we gained 40 XP. And the sorrow is retreating. Sweet! You pried it loose! That thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. I can't believe it found us in here. That thing, the sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shimmering dome there. Go, now! Alright, go, now! Get over there. No time to waste.